Paradox of the spiral. I'm gonna be here forever, aren't I? Be here forever. Huh! Gotta play the Metal Gear Solid sound. Ding! As we were battling our way through the escaped Pekatula. Gregor came to a sudden stop. Wait, do you fellas hear something? Sounds like breathing. It's faint. I hear it. The whole building is alive. In this general direction. Marisol stared at the giant containment chamber door where it lay on the ground, smashed and knocked loose. How likely is it that might be a Pekatula or an enemy combatant? Unlikely. The breathing is unstable and shallow, like that of a wounded human. Hey, Otis. It'd only be right way to try and save them if there's even the smallest chance that they're a survivor, right? I suppose that could leave a not-so-negative impression of us on the HQ. We knelt around the fallen door, slipped our fingers under the debris, and lifted the door. The door rose with a loud, metallic creak. Oh god, it's her. She's dying. Pull it out. Oh, if you pull this out, you die, huh? I see. This goes into the heart. It stops it from completely bleeding, but if you pull it out, you just bleed out, right? Alyssa. Underneath the door was a woman, her breathing shallow. Don't worry, she can stay warm with her ego gear. Hey, she's one of Hohenheim's researchers who guided us through the regular checkup. Alyssa. I'm Elisa. Yeah, I didn't think you'd remember my name. I really didn't, even though they mentioned it earlier. Alyssa slowly shared her name, her voice strained as if she was squeezing the air out of her lungs. She was covering her chest with her hands, overcome with pain. Oh, it's in her lung, maybe? Guess if it was the chest, it'd be up. The heart, it'd be up here. Okay, Miss Alyssa, are you? Every breath hurts so much. I couldn't call out for help. Reminds me of what Boss used to say. We're not the main characters of this story, so upon the proverbial coin flip, we can only wait to see if it'll land heads or tails. They knew what they were doing with that fight. Okay, it's the actual whole game mechanic. Alyssa let out a brief dejected chuckle before wincing with pain. Lady, seems to me that you're in plenty of pain. This is hardly the time to be joking about... Hold on. This stake. Alyssa's hands were grasped around the same spiral-shaped rod that the bodies in the hallway were holding. What happened here? The alarm system. The alarm didn't go off. Even the smallest accident or issue triggered the alarm to go off in our department. Boss, Hohenheim, was adamant about installing that system, said that he didn't want to repeat the fall of Lobotomy Corporation. A pained grimace crept into Alyssa's expression as she tried to calmly continue her explanation. It wasn't just from what was staked through her chest. The alarm system didn't go off, not even when the employees realized that the facility was under attack. No, it's not supposed to behave that way. It wasn't. We waited quietly as Alyssa caught her breath and calmed down. The lights suddenly died. We thought it was the experiment we were conducting. Boss groused from time to time about how much energy it eats. Damn it, I should have noticed then that something was off. Alyssa blamed herself to no avail, her voice growing faint. So I thought it was just a temporary power outage. It was an attack. No one thought much of it because it didn't trigger the alarm system. Yeah, it's understandable. I was heading to the research hall to retrieve something, and that's when I heard the sound of dress shoes click-clack echoing through the dark hallway. Not too slow, not too fast. A relaxed but disciplined gait. No one in our department walks like that. We're always so busy that we always walk in a slight jog. Then a terrible dying scream followed. Why did that sound familiar? Before the massacre began, like a hellish nightmare that just wouldn't end, No one knew what was going on. Help! Frightened researcher says. Who's there? Oh god, the massacre. They're dying. All I knew was that I had to run. And something whistled through the wind. Felt something hot across my chest. I looked down and saw this thing had pierced me. Oh, it's the whistle flute. Then I passed out. When I woke up, someone had forcibly unlocked all containment units. Abnormalities, pecatula, even distortions running amok. And I was pinned down by a containment unit door that got knocked off its frame. I hate this. My mouse keeps getting caught on this. Get out of here. So, you weren't with Hohenheim or the other people when it occurred. Boss must have been by the conference hall. Could you get the pen and paper from my pocket? Alyssa drew a simple map on a piece of torn paper. I don't know if the others are safe, but follow this map and you should at least be able to see for yourself. Or at least get a clue of what happened. There. We get the general idea. Now let's have a look at that wound. Gregor replied calmly. Gregor. Bullocks. The wound keeps bleeding. This ain't your usual weaponry. Oi, you recognize this? Heathcliff asked Otis with palpable concern. From the way it looks, the more the victim moves, the deeper it will drill into your flesh. Perhaps a workshop product designed to stall and take combatants out of commission rather than to kill outright. That's kind of fucked. If the assailants had the wherewithal to use weapons like this, then they could have very well easily killed the victims then and there too. Was the purpose really just to stall them, or was it some sick fascination? He's a sicko, I tell you. It seems that staying still is what saved your life. That was wise of you. Yeah, I don't know about wise. It hurts too much to even think about moving anyway. Perhaps all that closes a wound or rapidly heals to be the remedy. Were we to extract the vile weapon? Yeah, you're not going to walk around with that thing in your chest forever, right? Let's pull it out, get that wound treated in. Don't you dare. It's no use. It's no use, Silver. Ryoshi spat out a reply. It's no use? Is it the kind of device that physically can't be removed? No, pulling it out isn't the hard part. It's just inadvisable. If we force it out of her, then she'll end up like those bodies in the hallway. Yeah, this spiral burrows endlessly to reach the other side, but paradoxically, it cannot punch through all the way, because it will never arrive at that point. Sweetheart, this is called a spiral. Spiral. Once it's lodged inside the body, even the slightest of movements will make it burrow deeper into the flesh, forcing the victim to remain perfectly still. It may not sting any worse than a prick of a thorn at first, but the more you try to yank it free, the further it drills into the body. Can't you just, like, spin it? It's like a broadhead arrow that's just too short to cut through. But no matter how much it keeps digging in, it will never make it to the other side. The closer it gets to the end, the slower it becomes. It can never meet its end point. You know how to unlock it, yes? I'll give you the money once you return with the job done. Give you the key. Remember, if you try to pull it out without the beep, 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 it will tear out everything it tangled itself with as it bored through. To stay put exactly as you are, so stay put exactly as you are if you want to live. All I could see were these fragments of her memories, its remnants. If you try to pull it out without the if you try to pull it out without the matching blah 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 blah. Once again, I called Ryoshi's shattered memories with a distinct feeling of drawing something up to the surface. The scenes from her mutilated memories. As it was generally the case, I didn't know how exactly I did it. It just came naturally to me, the moment I wished for it to happen. See anything, clock? There's apparently a key of some sort. Roshi, what if that spiral needs a certain combination of numbers like a password? Numbers? To resolve the spiral's paradox, you'll need to find the correct pair. If you try to pull it out without a matching number, then the sword and the scabbard, yin and yang, the past and the future, me and you, everything regrettably is paired together with an awfully stubborn connection. We gotta find a different person with a different spiral, maybe? Do you understand what it means to die? No. What it means to sever something? For a brief moment, an odd expression appeared on Ryoshi's face. White hair. Okay, she was calling fouls. I thought she was just saying white hair randomly. The spiral can be disabled. It must have something to do with the numbers, like the clock said. But I don't exactly remember what it needs. Know anything about a spiral-shaped weapon called the tortoise spiral? It seems that you've come to understand, if only marginally, how Faust is to be used. As I have visually observed the device, and Ryoshi has provided certain keywords to narrow the results, Faust can now know. Did you say how you're to be used? Is she only here for the purpose of being ChatGPT? Ignoring the curious looks from the sinners, Faust carefully walks up to a body and unclasps a spiral from their hand. Zenon's tortoise spiral is what Faust calls his device. After some time, Faust pulled the bottom of the part of the spiral, opening its hatch. It is a lock. This spiral requires a 7-digit combination to release. 7-digit? 11111111. Also, the spiral's infinitely burrowing nature, despite its inability to ever penetrate the heart, explains why Miss Alyssa's bleeding will not stop. If it is locked, can't we use a fairy to open it? A fairy? Fairy? She speaks of F-Corp singularity. If the spiral is locked, as you say, then would not a technology to unlock anything make for the perfect countermeasure? Theoretically, a fairy should indeed be able to unlock it. However, what must first be considered is the value of the technology applied to the spiral's weaponry. Then only an expensive fairy would guarantee a successful outcome, which would be hard to come by at its immediate moment. Ryoshi and the rest of us stared at the spiral lock with a degree of trepidation. We weren't going to be able to brute force 7-digit lock. Yeah. This probably won't work, but can't we just start from 0 and go from there? As it is the case with most locks, a certain number of incorrect attempts would, point taken, it's death in it. Don't leave me alone, I'm scared. That's honestly what I'd like to ask. But there might be survivors by the lab. You know our boss, he won't go down so easily. Just go help them instead. But if we leave you like this, I'll be fine unless something shows up. Though, this isn't the worst way to go. This way, at least, I won't be going into some trivia book of stupid deaths like 100 dumbest researcher deaths. Perhaps working under Honam has influenced her to put on a mask of aloofness, even in situations like these. But it was clearly taking a considerable amount of effort on her part to maintain it. Were we in any other situation, I would have asked those 100 dumb ways to die were to alleviate the tension, but I held my breath and embraced the painful silence. You got this done. Just spear her with your weapon, and it like counterbalances the spiral. We shall return to thy side, young Alyssa. What? I give thee my word, so hide as best as thou canst when enemies approach. Thou mustn't yield now, I beseech thee. You better listen to the lass. She ain't one for empty platitudes. Yeah, okay. I won't give up, thank you. C485. She dies in that many seconds. Ryoshi quietly muttered to herself. Clock, ever play a game of escape room? What? This is very much like a game of escape room. To find the solution, you begin by gathering clues. A game, huh? You want to save the researcher, don't you? Then you'll need the serial number on that spiral. Every step we took away from Alyssa as she suffered a slow death was painful. I wasn't even sure if we could save her life. Shadows beset the path ahead.